good morning everyone. The part 3 of the chapter S block element is the physical property of the alkaline earth metal. We have already discussed the various physical property. Now the next physical property is metallic character. Metallic character. Metallic character. Because of the low ionization energy or the enthalpy of the alkaline earth metal, they are strongly electropositive in nature. They are strongly electropositive. They are strongly electropositive in nature. However, these are not as strongly electropositive as the alkali metal of the group 1. Because of the comparative higher ionization energy, the electropositive character increases down the group. Down the group means that is from beryllium to barium. The metallic character increases from beryllium to barium. So this is all about the metallic character or about the electropositive character. Now the next property is that is tendency to form bivalent ions. Tendency to form bivalent ion. The alkaline earth metal exhibit a valency of, that is, +2. They exhibit because in the electronic configuration is Ns2, so they exhibit the valency of +2, as they can lose the 2 electron because the 2 electron is present in the outermost shell. So they lose 2 electron to form bivalent. Bi means 2. Bi means 2. So they form bivalent ion. So we have the various table in which we have discussed about the we have the bivalent character of the alkaline earth metals. The ionization energy, that is the second ionization. If we are talking about the first ionization energy or the second ionization energy, so the second ionization energy of the alkaline earth metal is greater than the first ionization energy. The second, that is IE2, is greater than IE1. So the second ionization energy is greater than the first ionization energy. Thus, it appears that if the ionization energy is the only factor involved in the formation of the divalent ion or the bivalent ion, so we would expect that the alkaline earth metal would prefer to form the +1 ion. +1 ion means the monovalent ion. It means that is +1 ion rather than the M+2. They prefer to form the +1 ion rather than the M+2 ion. Actually, what is the reason behind it? They predominantly show the +2 valency. For example, we have already seen that Mg+2, Ca+2, Ba+2. So mostly they form the bivalent cation because of the presence of 2 electrons in the outermost orbit. I will give the explanation for that. That is, the divalent ion have the stable noble gas configuration. And if we want to know the second explanation behind it, it is that in solution, the +2 ion of the alkaline earth metal are extremely hydrated, and the high hydration energy of the M+2 ion make them more stable than the M+1 ion. So it is observed that the M+1 ion, this ion, we are talking about this ion, the amount of the energy released when the M+2 ion is dissolved in the water is much more in comparison to the M+1 ion. If we dissolve this M+2 ion in the water, so it liberates the much amount of energy in comparison to this one. So this large amount of extra energy released in the hydration of M2 plus ion is more than compensates the second ionization energy required to the formation of such ions. Now the next is the chemical property of the alkaline earth metal. Because of their low ionization energy and the high electropositive character, the alkaline earth metal have strong tendency to lose the valency electron. Therefore, they are very reactive, and the reactivity of these elements increases on going down the group. Alkaline earth metal are in general less reactive in comparison to the alkali metal, and there are so many chemical properties of the alkaline earth metal. Let us discuss the general trends in the chemical property. So the first type of the chemical property is the action with air. This is the first one, action with air or oxygen. We know very well when any metal combined with air or any metal combined with oxygen, so there will be a formation of oxide. So this is also known as the formation of oxide, action with air or the formation of oxide. So the alkaline earth metal, they are being less electropositive in comparison to the alkali metal, react with oxygen or react with air slowly upon heating to form the oxide. So for example, that is 2M, this is the alkaline earth metal when it combined with oxygen, and how they will react when we heat the reaction mixture. So we get 2MO. So here the only one oxygen is present, so this is monoxide. This one is the monoxide, and the second that is 2MO, and the second reaction for this is that here the M is either it is the beryllium, it is the barium, or it is the calcium, it is the magnesium. So these type of oxides are formed. Now the another type of oxide formation is that is 2M plus O2. Again, when we heat the mixture, we get M2O2, and we all know very well this is the peroxide. This is the peroxide. Here M is the barium or the strontium. The reactivity of oxygen, the reactivity with oxygen increases as we move down the group due to the increase in the electropositive character of the element. So the monoxide can be prepared by these monoxide can be prepared by the decomposition of their carbonate. For example, we have any carbonate of the alkaline earth metal. Now the decomposition takes place, we get MO plus CO2. So this is also a monoxide. So here the monoxide is formed by we apply here the decomposition reaction, and we all know very well in the decomposition reaction we have one reactant, and that reactant is split down into the two or more simpler product. Now among the oxides, one oxide is beryllium oxide, that is the BeO, that is the monoxide of the beryllium. This is the amphoteric. This one is the amphoteric in nature, while the other oxide of the element like the calcium oxide and strontium oxide and the barium oxide, they are basic in nature. And this one is amphoteric. Barium oxide, the oxide of the barium is amphoteric in nature, whereas the other oxide, that is the calcium oxide, strontium oxide, barium oxide, these all are the basic in nature. And there is one more oxide, that is MgO. This is weakly basic. This is weakly basic. This one is the magnesium oxide is the weakly basic. So this one, let us discuss about the barium oxide. The amphoteric character of the barium oxide is supported by the fact that it react with the acid as well as it react with the alkali. This barium oxide, it react with the acid as well as it is also react with the alkalis. So let us discuss the example, that is the barium oxide. It combined with the acid. This is the one example, and another example is barium oxide. It combined with the alkali. Now the alkali is the water soluble bases. Basically they are the bases. So they are the, here HCl is the acid and NaOH is the base. So when it combined with the HCl, so let us balance the reaction. Now we get BeCl2 plus H2. This is the product, this product we have. And now let this one, here we get Na2BeO2 plus H2O, and this is the name of this one is the sodium barylate. This is the sodium barylate, and this is basic in nature, and this one is the acidic. This one is the acidic in nature and this one is the basic in nature. The decrease in the basic character of the oxide occurs from the beryllium to barium and is because of the decrease in the polarizing power with increase in the ionic size. That is the solubility. These if we talk about the solubility of the barium oxide and the magnesium oxide, so the insolubility of barium oxide and magnesium oxide, insolubility, they possess, if we are talking about the solubility character, so they both are the insoluble. So the insolubility of the barium oxide and the magnesium oxide in water is due to their large lattice energy. That is the reason. And calcium oxide, we all know very well, it is easily dissolved in water with the formation of the slaked lime, that is CaOH whole 2. Now the next property is combination with hydrogen. Combination with hydrogen. We all know very well, when there is a combination with hydrogen, there is a formation of hydride. We get hydride when there is a combination of hydrogen. So all the element except beryllium, all the element of the group except beryllium combine with hydrogen upon heating to form ionic hydride. For example, this is calcium. It combined with hydrogen. How it combined? When we heat. Calcium combined with hydrogen. How? By the process of the heating, we get calcium hydride. This is the calcium hydride. So all the element of the family except the beryllium combined with the hydrogen to give the formation of the hydride. Now there are some example. For example, I'm discussing it with you that whenever the alkali metal combine with hydrogen, they form the ionic compound. But there is one example, that is MgH2. This is the magnesium hydride. This is the magnesium hydride. It is covalent. This one is the covalent. Magnesium hydride is covalent, while all the other hydrides, calcium hydride, beryllium hydride, they all are ionic in nature. The calcium hydride is known as hydrolith. This is also known as the hydrolith. This is the another name for the calcium hydride. Calcium hydride is known as the hydrolith. And the hydrides are highly reactive with water. These hydrides are highly reactive with water to form hydroxide and liberate hydrogen gas. They liberate hydrogen gas. And how? Let us check. That is CaH2, when it combined with water, they are highly reactive with water, they are definitely vigorously combined with the water, we get CaOH whole 2 plus 2H2. So when they combine with water, there is a formation of hydroxide with the liberation of the hydrogen. Now the third property is action with water. This is the next property, action with water. So we all know very well, when there is an action with water, it means there is a formation of hydroxide. So all the alkaline earth metal have lesser tendency to react with water as compared to the alkali metal. We have already discussed about the sodium and the potassium. It is highly reactive with water. When it come in contact with water, it catches the fire, because the hydrogen gas evolved at that time. It is so vigorous that it easily catches the fire. But if we are talking about the alkaline earth metal, so they have a less tendency to combine with water in comparison to the alkali metal. They combine with water slowly. They combine with water, but the rate of combination is very slow, and when they combine with water, there will be a formation of the hydroxide. That is, for example, calcium, it combined with water. How it combined? When we heat the reaction mixture, so we get CaOH whole 2 plus H2. So there is a formation of hydroxide. This is known as the calcium hydroxide, or it is also called the, this one is also called the slaked lime. The hydroxide, these are the hydroxides. So the hydroxides of the alkaline earth metal are less soluble in water in comparison to the alkali metal hydroxide. The solubility of hydroxide in water increases with increase in the size of the metal. As the size of the metal increases, definitely the solubility will be increases. For example, if we are talking about the barium hydroxide and magnesium hydroxide are almost insoluble. They are insoluble. But calcium hydroxide, if we are talking about this one, so calcium hydroxide is sparingly soluble, while the strontium hydroxide, that is SrOH whole 2, and the barium hydroxide, that is BaOH whole 2, are fairly soluble. Why they are fairly soluble? Because as we move down the group, the atomic number increases, atomic size increases. That's why the property of the solubility is also increases as we move down the group. So this is the basic reason behind the solubility of the hydroxide with the water. Now there are two terms. One is the lattice energy, and the second one is the hydration energy. These are the two important terms in this chapter. One is the lattice energy and another one is the hydration energy. So let us discuss, because why we are discussing about the lattice energy and hydration energy, because the solubility of a salt in water, is depend upon these two factors. One is the lattice energy and another one is the hydration. This is T, hydration energy. So lattice energy is the amount of energy. This is the amount of energy required to break 1 mole of a solid salt into its ions. So if we want to break a 1 mole of solid salt into iron, we require some amount of energy, and that amount of energy is known as the lattice energy. For example, if we want to break this 1 mole into its iron, so we require energy, and that is the lattice energy. By the help of this, we get M plus and X negative. Here we split, we break down this 1 mole of this solid salt into the M plus ion and X negative ion. So that amount of energy is the lattice energy. Now, greater the lattice energy, more will be the energy to break the lattice. Greater the lattice energy, more will be the energy required to break the lattice. Now the next one is the hydration energy. So it is the amount of energy released. This amount of energy released, this is the amount of energy which is required, this is needed, and this one is the release. So this is the amount of energy released when 1 mole of solid salt, that is 1 mole of solid salt gets dissolved in water. 1 mole of solid salt gets dissolved in water. Here the word hydration is used. So generally the hydration word is used for the water. So that amount of energy released is known as the hydration energy. Therefore, the net effect will be the energy of the solution. So there is a formula, that is net energy. If we want to find out the net energy, so net energy is equal to lattice energy, this E, this one is also E, a lattice energy minus hydration energy. So this is the formula for, and these two factors are very important and in the according to the point of view of the solubility. Now the fourth point is, that is formation of carbonate. Formation of carbonate. So the carbonate of alkaline earth metal can be prepared by passing carbon dioxide in limited supply through the solution of their hydroxide. For example, we have calcium hydroxide, and when we pass the carbon dioxide gas in the calcium hydroxide, we get the carbonate, that is CaCO3 plus H2O. So by this method we can prepare the carbonate. So all the carbonates decomposes on heating to give the carbon dioxide and the metal oxide. For example, that is calcium carbonate. When it decomposes, how it decomposes? When we heat it, so we get CaO, that is the metal oxide, and carbon dioxide gas is liberated from here. Now the fifth chemical property is the formation of halide. And how the halides are formed? When the metal combined with the halogen, there will be a formation of halide. So all the alkaline earth metal combined with halogens at high temperature, forming their halides. For example, M plus X2, we get MX2. Here X represent the halogen, so it may be chlorine or it may be bromine. So the metal halide can also be obtained by the action of the halogen acid on the metal, their oxides, carbonate, hydroxide. For example, we have metal oxide. When the metal oxide combined with the halogen acid means in which the halogen and hydrogen both are present. So we get MX2 plus H2O. So this is the method by which we get metal halide from the metal oxide. We get metal halide from the metal. This is the metal halide from the metal oxide, and there is one more method, that a metal hydroxide. When it react with 2HX, that is the hydrogen halide, again we get MX2 plus 2H2. So these are the three different methods. Beryllium halide are covalent while other halides are ionic and they are readily soluble in the water. Now the last one is the formation of sulfate. That is the formation of sulfate with the help of the alkali metal. So these can be formed by the action of dilute sulfuric acid on the metal or the metal oxide or the metal hydroxide or the metal carbonate. For example, the calcium plus H2SO4. Here we get CaSO4 plus H2. So these are the method to prepare the sulfate with the alkaline earth metal. For example, calcium oxide plus H2SO4. So by this method we get CaSO4 plus H2O. So the sulfate of the alkaline earth metal are less soluble than the corresponding salt of the alkali metal, and their solubility decreases on going down the group. This is due to the higher lattice energy. And what is lattice energy? We have already discussed the lattice energy. Lattice energy of the alkaline earth metal sulfate, then the alkali metal sulfate. So on moving down the group, the hydration energy decreases with increase in the size of the metal ion, and consequently their solubility decreases.